Teacher, don't open your window at night. She stands outside. She counts how many times you breathe. She has been counting for a long time.
I helped bury 3 children behind that school. The principal told me they ran away. I wanted to believe her. God help me. I needed to believe her. I believed her all 3 times.
You smell like her, little teacher. You smell like your mother. I have been waiting a very long time for someone who smells exactly like her to come back.
There is a belief in the Philippine provinces that a monster can smell its own blood in you before you know it is there. Sofia Magbanua did not know what she was, but something in the dark outside her classroom window knew exactly, and it had been waiting. Good evening, everyone. This channel was created for stories like the one you are about to hear. Stories that people have carried alone for years, sometimes decades, with no one to tell them to, and no one willing to believe. This story came to us as a letter, handwritten, 47 pages, from a retired school teacher named Sofia Magbanua from the province of Leyte in the central Philippines. She is now in her mid-50s. She attends Mass every Sunday. She tends a small garden. By every outward measure, she is the most ordinary woman you could imagine, but the letter smelled faintly of dried herbs and something we could not identify. She asked only one thing, that we share it exactly as she experienced it. No exaggeration, no dramatization. She wrote, "I know how this story sounds. I know what people will think when they hear it, but I have carried this for 30 years. And I need someone to finally believe me. More importantly, I need the next young teacher who is assigned to a remote school she cannot find on a current map to read this before she unpacks her bags. We believe her." Her story begins in July of 1994. Sofia was 23 years old, fresh out of university. First teaching assignment, Barangay Sinagbahan, Leyte. Population, 412. Nearest paved road, 47 kilometers. Number of children who had vanished in the preceding 3 years. Official reason recorded, relocated with family. Number of teachers assigned to that school in the preceding 4 years who were never heard from again. Also, 3. Official reason recorded, voluntary resignation. Sofia knew none of this when she stepped off the jeepney. She knew only that she had colored chalk in her bag and lesson plans she had been writing since her 3rd year of university. She was completely, genuinely happy. My name is Elena, and this is the true account of Sofia Magbanua, the teacher of Barangay Sinagbahan. Before we go on, if you are new to this channel, welcome to Aswang English Stories. Every story we share is rooted in the folklore of the Philippine Islands. The Aswang, the Manananggal, the Tiktik, the Tikbaling, the Capri. These are not borrowed monsters. They grew in our soil. They have frightened our grandmothers and their grandmothers before them. And as Sofia's letter reminds us, they are not only stories. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Share this with someone brave enough to listen. Now, let us go to Sinagbahan. Sofia Magbanua remembers the smell of Sinagbahan before she remembers anything else about it. It smelled like rain that had been falling on the same earth for 1,000 years. Like wood so long waterlogged, it had forgotten what dry felt like. And underneath everything, faint, sweet, slightly wrong, like fruit left too long in the afternoon heat. She stepped off the jeepney with a duffel bag in each hand. A few children watched her from behind their gates. Not one of them waved back when she smiled. She told herself they were just shy. At the school gate stood the largest strangler fig tree she had ever seen. In Philippine provinces, These ancient trees carry deep superstition. Something lives in them, the old people say. Sofia's grandmother had taught her, when you pass one you say, "Excuse me." Sofia hadn't thought about that in years, but standing at that gate, looking up at the hanging roots swaying in perfectly still air, she felt the words come up before she could stop them. She whispered, "Excuse me," and walked through the gate. The wind changed direction the moment she said it. The school principal was waiting in the office. Her name was Remedios Villanueva, 19 years, at Sinagbahan Elementary. Sofia would write later. The record said she was 62. She did not look it. She did not look any age I could name. Her hair was a perfect, unnatural black. But it was her eyes I could not stop thinking about. They moved over me the way a person's eyes move when they are deciding whether something is worth eating.
Sofia, welcome, welcome. We are so glad you are here. You are very young, but the children, they respond to young teachers. There is an energy to it, a freshness.
Thank you so much, Principal Remedios. I've been preparing since my 3rd year of university. I have colored chalk, and I found this method for teaching fractions using...
Yes. There is time for all of that. Let me show you to the cottage first. Every teacher before you has found it very comfortable. Just one small thing. I ask all my teachers, please do not leave the cottage between midnight and 4 in the morning. Wild animals come down from the jungle at that hour. I would feel terrible if something happened to you.
Of course. Honestly, I am not a midnight person at all.
Good. And keep your window closed at night. The insects here are very persistent, very determined.
Sofia agreed, unpacked her things, and sat on the edge of the cot, looking out the window at the acacia tree behind the gymnasium. She was completely, genuinely happy. She had no idea. School began the following Monday. 31 students. 29 of them were exactly what she had hoped for. Noisy, curious, arguing about whose turn it was at the water jug. She loved every one of them immediately. 2 students were different, and there was Ligaya, 9 years old, small, long straight hair and very large dark eyes, and a quality of stillness that was not shyness, but watchfulness. Every day at dismissal, while the others filed out, Ligaya stood beside Sofia's desk and said one thing. On the first day, "Teacher, my grandmother says, you have a good face, but a complicated shadow." On the second day, "Teacher, the caretaker prays for you every morning before school starts." On the third day,
Teacher, the birds don't sing on this side of the acacia tree. They only sing on the other side. My grandmother says that means something is listening from where the birds won't go.
She turned and walked out with the others. Sofia told herself Ligaya was an unusually imaginative child. She stopped telling herself that in the second week, that was when the smell started. The sweetness she had noticed since arriving, stronger now, filling the classroom like something had been present for hours and had only just left. She found the school caretaker, Mang Carding, sweeping the corridor. A thin gray man, perhaps 70, who moved through the school grounds the way a person moves when they are trying very hard not to be noticed.
Mang Carding, is there a fruit tree near the classroom? I keep noticing this sweet smell in the mornings. Overripe, almost like jackfruit that's gone off.
Teacher, please listen to me carefully. Lock your door at night. Lock your window. If you hear something walking outside after midnight, do not look. Do not make a sound. Do not even breathe too loudly. Just lie still and count until it goes away.
I'm sorry, what do you mean? What would be walking?
That smell is not from any tree. I have lived with that smell for 19 years. It always comes before something goes wrong. Something terrible. Lock your door, please. That is the only thing I am able to say to you.
That night, Sofia locked her door. She locked her window, and at 2:47 in the morning, the footsteps came, slow, deliberate, the weight distribution slightly wrong, like something that had learned to imitate a human gait, but learned it from the outside. The footsteps stopped outside her window, and then the breathing began, deep and slow and rhythmic. The breathing of something tasting the air, holding it, deciding. She writes, I counted 3 minutes and 14 seconds, and then it moved away. I lay there until sunrise telling myself it was an animal, telling myself anything, but what my body already knew. In the morning, Sofia drank 3 cups of instant coffee at the village shop and tried to look like someone who had slept. Nane Petra, the sharp-eyed shopkeeper, watched her from behind the counter. Then she came around and sat down directly across from her.
You heard it last night. I can see it on your face.
I heard footsteps, something breathing outside my window. For a long time. A very long time.
Listen to me. Don't say a word about this to the principal. Not one word. If she asks how you slept, you smile and you say beautifully. You understand me?
What was outside? What is happening in this place?
3 children gone from that school. 3 in 4 years. 3 teachers before you. Young women, all of them, from the city. All gone within a year. Their families never stopped looking. They are still looking. Do you understand what I am telling you?
Are you saying the principal is responsible?
I am saying go to Lolo Ben tonight. The house at the edge of the village, the one with the shell chimes in the window. Go before dark. Tell him everything you heard last night. And tell him your mother's name. Whatever you do, tell him your mother's name.
My mother's name? Why? What does my mother have to do with...
Please, just go. Tonight. Before it comes back.
Lolo Ben was the village's traditional healer, what the Filipino people call an albulario, a man who understood the relationship between the visible world and the one beneath it. He had a glass of water and a fresh egg on every windowsill, shell wind chimes on the porch that moved in winds that weren't there. He did not greet Sofia when she arrived. He was already watching the door when she came through it, as though he had been expecting her for some time.
Come in. Sit down. I have been waiting for you.
You, Nane Petra, sent me. She said to tell you what I heard last night, and to tell you my mother's name. I don't understand why. I don't understand any of this.
Your mother's name first, everything else after.
Caridad Magbanua. She died when I was 4 years old. She was from the island of Samar. That is all I know about her.
Your grandmother. She kept garlic around your bedpost when you were small. A brown scapular around your neck every single day until you left for university. Tea on the nights of the new moon. Prayers through the bedroom wall. Prayers, she said quietly, so you would not hear. But you heard them sometimes, didn't you?
How could you possibly know that? I have never told anyone.
It's because I know your bloodline, child. I know what it carries, and I know what it takes to hold it still. Your grandmother was an extraordinary woman. She spent 40 years of her life protecting you from something you did not know you were carrying.
What do you mean? What is it? What is in my blood?
Your mother was not entirely human, Sofia. And so, neither are you. The bloodline you carry, the hunger that comes with it, it has been asleep your whole life. Your grandmother kept it that way. Every day, without fail, she kept it that way. But being here, in Sinagbahan, near the things that live in this place, it is waking up. The way a coal wakes when you blow on it. slowly, then all at once.
Sofia writes, I sat there and I thought about every single thing I had been explaining away for weeks. The smell I could track across the whole village without understanding why. The pull I felt near my students that I had been calling love. The dreams every night, running through jungle in the dark, something warm in my hands. I ran out of explanations, and I felt the floor drop out from under everything I thought I knew about myself.
What is Principal Remedios?
A manananggal, very old, very powerful. A creature that separates its upper body from its lower half to fly by night and feed. She has been in Sinagbahan for 19 years. The 3 teachers who came before you, they did not resign, child. They did not leave on their own.
And the children, the 3 children who disappeared.
The children disappeared. And this village, we have believed for years that she was the one who took them.
You believed that?
That is what we have always believed.
That is not the same thing as saying yes.
No, it is not.
He gave her the herb bundle, instructions for the salt line, the garlic, the rituals, and then he said the thing Sofia had been dreading since she sat down.
But there is something else in this village, Sofia. Something that is not Remedios. Something older. Something with less patience and less care for who it hurts. I have felt it for 3 years, since the first child disappeared. It makes a sound, a clicking, like a clock with something wet caught inside the mechanism.
I heard that sound the day I arrived, at the gate, and last night when the footsteps finally went away.
It is called a Tiktik, and it did not come here by accident. It followed you. The moment you set foot in this province, your blood began to stir. And to a Tiktik, the scent of an awakening bloodline is irresistible, like a flame in the middle of a dark field. It has been circling you closer and closer every single week since you arrived.
What does it want from me?
What all of its kind want, to feed. But you are something special to this one. You are both what it hunts and what it recognizes as its own kind. That is the most dangerous thing there is. There is nothing that draws a creature like that more completely. If you ever feel a warmth rising in your throat, a sudden sharpening, sounds too clear, smells too sharp, and the children near you feel very close, very warm, very present, step away from them. Immediately. Don't think about it. Don't hesitate. Just step away and breathe. Distance is the only protection until you learn how to govern what is inside you.
And if the Tiktik comes for me, if it gets close enough,
Then God help us both, and we pray that Remedios reaches you first. Because whatever she is, she has been the only thing standing between that creature and the children of this village for 3 years. And I have been a fool not to see it sooner.
Sofia spent the next 3 days watching. She watched where Remedios stood during morning assembly, always to the side, downwind of the children, not in front where a principal leads, but watching every single time. She also noticed a line of salt along the gymnasium wall, maintained daily. Once at twilight, she watched Mang Carding kneel and pour salt from a cloth pouch along the line, murmuring something she couldn't hear. When he stood and found her watching, he looked more frightened than she had ever seen him.
Teacher, please, don't stand outside after dark anymore. Not now. Something is getting closer every night, a little closer than the night before.
the Tiktik.
Inside, please. Come inside with me. And don't say that name near the tree line. Don't ever say it near the tree line.
Inside, with the door shut and salt across the threshold, Mang Carding told her everything.
The first child, little boy named Marco. Sweet boy. He came to school one morning and he told me he had a dream. A man who smelled like rust asked him to come to the acacia tree at midnight. I went straight to the principal. That same afternoon, Marco's parents were told he was transferring to another school. I helped carry his things to the road. I watched the truck take him away. I told myself it was for the best.
The principal moved him. She moved all 3 of them.
Every one, within a day of each sign appearing. The clicking outside a child's window 2 nights in a row. A dead bird on the windowsill. A dream about the man with the rust smell. She always knew. She always moved them in time. She got them out safely before it could do to them what it did to the teachers.
Sofia did not sleep on Thursday night. At 2 a.m, she opened her window 1 inch and looked out at the back of the school grounds, and she watched. She wrote 12 pages about what she saw that night, and then crossed them all out and replaced them with this. I will not describe it in detail, because I do not think words are the right shape for it. I will say only that at 2:15 in the morning, something that was wearing the shape of Principal Remedios divided itself. Part of it flew toward the classroom building. Part of it walked to the acacia tree and sat among the roots to wait, and I ran. Rodel and Lagaya were asleep on bamboo mats, undisturbed. Principal Remedios' upper half was in the far corner, not near the children, not moving toward them, crouched completely still, watching the 2 sleeping children from across the room with an expression Sofia was not prepared to see on the face of a creature. She looked worried.
Sofia, close the door. Please close the door and keep your voice down.
And get away from them. Step away from them right now.
I am not here to feed. I want you to hear me. I am not here to feed. I come every Thursday night, every single Thursday, since the week you arrived. I watch them. I make sure they are safe.
Safe from what? Safe from you?
Safe from the Tiktik. And safe from you.
What did you just say?
I know what you are, Sofia. I knew it the moment you stepped off that bus. Your scent, it is unmistakable to something like me. And the Tiktik has been circling this school since your 2nd week here. Every night I come here, and I sit between those children and the dark, and I wait until it moves away. Because I am the only thing in this village it will not come close to. Not yet.
Sofia wrote, I tried to find the lie in her face. I didn't. What I found was something I had not expected. Exhaustion. The specific exhaustion of someone who has been doing a necessary, invisible, thankless job for a very long time.
3 children. 3 teachers. All of them gone.
The children are alive, every one of them. They are safe with my cousin's family in Ormoc. I moved them the moment I saw the first sign, the clicking near their windows, the dead birds, the wrong dreams. I moved them before it could reach them.
And the teachers?
The teachers were my failure. They arrived, they awakened, they did not walk away when they should have. I got the children out in time. I did not get the teachers out in time. They are not dead, but they are far from here, far from everyone they love. And that is my fault. I am sorry. I know that means nothing.
The warmth hit Sofia like a wave. Not a thought, not a decision. A physical event, heat rising in her throat. Every sense sharpening, the smell of the room and the sound of the child's breathing and the warmth of small living bodies becoming very present, very immediate, very. She was outside before she completed a single thought. In the rain, 3 steps back from the classroom door, breathing, walking away.
That, what you just did. Do you understand what that was?
Don't. Please don't.
19 years. I have been in this village 19 years waiting for one of your bloodline to walk away from those children instead of toward them. Everyone before you, they walked toward them. You walked away, Sofia. You felt it, and you walked away. Remember what that felt like. Every time you feel it for the rest of your life, you come back to this moment. You remember exactly what you just did. Sofia, listen to me carefully. Go back to your cottage right now. Lock the door. Do not open it for any reason until I knock 3 times and say your name out loud.
That sound. That's...
The cottage. Now. Do not stop. Do not look back. Go.
Sofia ran. She reached the cottage and threw herself inside and shot the bolt and pressed her back against the door and listened. For a long time, nothing. Then the sound. Starting from beyond the gymnasium wall, moving slowly, deliberately toward the cottage. The wet clicking of it, soft and regular, like the ticking of a clock submerged in something dark. It stopped outside her door. She writes, I had the salt line, I had the herb bundle, I had the garlic above the door, and I stood with my back against the wood, and I told myself these things would hold. I told myself this for 47 minutes. I know it was 47 minutes, because I counted every second of it. Then a different sound, not the clicking, a voice.
Little teacher, I know you are there. I can hear you breathing. You smell like her, exactly like her. Your mother. I found her in Samar 27 years ago. A young woman walking home from the market just before dark. She smelled just the way you smell right now, like something that does not yet know what it is. She fought. They always fight. The ones who do not know what they are. If she had known, if someone had sat her down and told her the way the old man sat you down, she might have had a chance. Knowing makes you harder to reach. But no one told her. And so she did not have a chance. though. I can smell his herbs on yours. I can smell the salt drying on your windowsill. Very careful, very well prepared. It does not matter. The salt holds me from the window. The garlic holds me from the door. But little teacher, there should allow you have to open that door in the morning. You have to walk to the gate. You have to go to your classroom and pick up your colored chalk. And I will be waiting. I am very good at waiting. I waited 27 years for your mother's blood to come back to me. One more night is nothing.
Sofia did not move from the door until the sun came up. She writes, "When it spoke about my mother, something happened in me that I don't have a clean word for. It was grief, but it was also something else. A response in the blood that I think was recognition. My mother's blood in me, recognizing the thing that ended her. And that response was violent and frightening, because part of me, the part I have spent 30 years learning to govern, did not want to run. Part of me wanted to open the door. I did not open the door, but I want to be honest that it was the hardest thing I have ever done." At first light, Sofia went directly to Lolo Ben and told him everything. She told him what it had said about her mother. Lolo Ben sat with his eyes closed for a very long time.
I have been wrong about Remedios. 19 years, I have been wrong about her. I told this village she was the danger. I filed complaints. I brought attention. I brought more young teachers here. More of your bloodline. More beacons for that thing to follow. And all this time she was standing between those children and the dark.
She was holding it back, all by herself, all this time.
I owe her something. I do not know how to give.
Lolo Ben, it told me last night it is patient. It will wait until I have no choice but to come outside. How do we stop it?
Not alone. That is the first thing to understand. The Tiktik is old. Older than this village. Older than anyone living here. Salt and garlic will slow it down. They will not end it.
Then what will?
Something of equal power. Something that knows it. Something that has been in this place long enough to understand exactly what it is, and exactly how to reach it.
Remedios, of course. She has been fighting it for 3 years already. She knows exactly what it is.
She has kept it away, but keeping away is not the same as ending it. To destroy it, she needs to draw it into a direct confrontation, and to do that, she needs a bait that the Tiktik cannot resist. Something it wants more than it has wanted anything in 27 years.
Me.
An awakening bloodline, standing in the open, unprotected, to a creature that has been waiting this long. There is nothing in the world more compelling than that.
You are asking me to stand outside alone and let it come to me.
I am asking you to understand completely what that means before you say a single word in answer. This is not a small thing. Take the time you need.
For Sofia walked back to school alone. Her 31 students filed in, noisily, beautifully, exactly as they always did. In the front row, Ligaya looked up at her.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Teacher Sofia.
That afternoon, Sofia walked to the principal's office. She did not knock.
I will do it! Whatever Lolo Ben is asking, I will do it!
He told you everything.
He told me everything!
Then you understand that it will come directly for you. That if anything goes wrong, if I am even 1 second too slow, or it changes direction, or it reaches you before I can.
3 of my students were sent away from their families because of that thing! 3 teachers before me are gone. My mother is dead because of that thing. It stood outside my door last night and described killing her. I am not interested in waiting. Tell me what I need to do.
They planned it for 3 nights. Lolo Ben prepared the herbs. Mung Harding laid the salt circle wide around the school grounds without being asked. On the 3rd night, at midnight, Sofia stood in the center of the school's back grounds, in the open air with no salt line around her. She had the herb bundle around her neck. She had nothing else. Remedios was somewhere in the dark above the tree line, waiting. Sofia stood still and breathed, and let the night air carry what it was going to carry. It took 11 minutes. She felt it before she heard its step from the shadow of the gymnasium wall. A smell, rust, and something very old, a displacement of air. And then the clicking, right beside her now. So close, she felt it more than heard it. She did not run.
There you are. No salt. No door between us. Just you. Standing in the open like you are not afraid of anything. Years. Do you understand what that means to want something for 27 years? Your mother's blood in a new body, standing right in front of me. It is almost sentimental.
You said she fought hard.
Very hard. She scratched, and she screamed, and she ran. It did not help her. It never helps them.
She didn't know what she was. She had no one to tell her. She was completely alone out there in the dark, and she had no idea what was happening to her.
And you know exactly what you are. You had your old man, and his herbs and his instructions, and here you are anyway, standing in the open. No salt,
Sofia heard the wing beat half a second before impact. Remedios came from directly above, fast and with absolute precision. Sofia writes, I was on the ground at some point. There was a sound like something tearing, that is not fabric and is not flesh, but is somehow both. There was a smell of burning that had no source. I heard the clicking become something irregular and panicked, and then stop. And then I heard nothing, and then Remedios' voice, very tired, right above me.
Don't look up, Sofia. Keep your eyes down, it is finished.
Is it really?
Yes, it is done, it is over. Can you stand? Are you hurt?
I think I can stand.
Then go inside. Drink the old man's tea, let yourself sleep.
It told me it killed my mother. It described it. It stood outside my door and described what it did to her.
I know.
Did you know about her before tonight? Did you know who she was?
I knew there was a woman in Samar. Years ago. I was too far away. By the time I understood what was happening, I was already too late to reach her. I have thought about it many times since then.
She didn't know what she was. She died not knowing.
She didn't know. And that is exactly why I am still here. So that when the next one comes, she will know. She will be ready. She will walk away.
Sofia Magbanua stayed at Sinagbahan Elementary School for 11 years. She writes, You make the choice before you get out of bed. You make it again at the school gate. You make it again when you feel the pull and you step back and you breathe. You make the choice 10,000 times until it becomes who you are. But I never once walked toward them. Not once in 11 years. Principal Remedios retired in 2003, 28 years in Sinagbahan. At the retirement party, Remedios stood on the school steps, looked out at the children chasing each other between buildings, and said to no one in particular,
19 years. All I needed, all I ever needed, was one who was strong enough to stay.
She was gone by morning. On the desk in her office, a folded piece of paper with 2 words, Thank you. Ligaya grew up. She became a pediatric nurse in Tacloban. She visits Sinagbahan every Christmas and always stops at the strangler fig tree and says, Excuse me, before she walks in. When people ask what it was like, she is quiet for a moment. Then she says,
There was something in my school that the whole province was afraid of. A monster, they called it. And there was a woman in my classroom who could have become something just as frightening. Who had every reason to. And she chose every single morning not to. I grew up safe because of both of them. Because of what one of them was willing to do. And because of what the other one was willing to refuse. The thing that stayed with me. It was never the creature in the dark that frightened me the most. It was how thin the line was between what something is and what it decides to do with what it is. That is the thinnest line in the world, and the bravest thing I have ever seen is someone standing exactly on that line, knowing exactly what is on both sides of it, and choosing to hold still.
The last pages of Sofia's letter are brief. I left Sinagbahan in 2005. I live alone in Cebu now. I practice every day without exception. Lolo Ben passed in 2008. I was with him at the end. I think about Remedios often, but sometimes, when the wind comes from a certain direction, I smell something. The smell from the first day, the smell of Sinagbahan. It doesn't frighten me anymore. It feels like being remembered. I started writing this letter the night the news reported a young teacher missing from a remote school in Leyte, 24 years old. First assignment. Her family says she was very happy when she called them the first week. After that, nothing. So I am writing to you instead. Because if there is a young teacher reading this who cannot explain why she always knows when meat is cooking 3 houses away, or who has heard a clicking sound at night that gets quieter, not louder, as it gets closer, find the oldest person in your village, tell them your mother's name, do the practice, every day without exception, and if you feel the pull, walk away. It is harder than it sounds. It is the only thing that matters. Sofia Magbanua, Cebu City, 2024. Sofia Magbanua's letter arrived 3 months ago. We have been unable to locate the young teacher reported missing in Leyte. The return address on Sofia's envelope came back, no longer in service. We reached out to the Department of Education in Leyte regarding Barangay Sinagbahan. They confirmed 3 teachers had been assigned to a school in that area between 1990 and 1994. All 3, according to their records, resigned voluntarily. None have a current address on file. We do not know what to make of that. The rest is for you to decide. If you know anything about Barangay Sinagbahan, please leave a comment below. Sofia asked us to share her story. We have shared it. Subscribe to Aswang English Stories. Share this with someone you trust. And tonight, when you close your eyes, listen for the silence. Not the sounds in the dark, the silence. Because a Tiktik goes quiet when it is right beside you. Sleep well, if you can.